Welcome to Sports on the Quarter. I'm Christian Guzman, and let's recap all the action from a crazy weekend in SU sports. And from out of the tournament to the Sweet 16, the Syracuse men's basketball team is somehow still alive. The Orange defeated 7-seed Dayton on Friday and 15-seed Middle Tennessee on Sunday to secure a spot in the Sweet 16. SU was rumored by many to be out of the tournament, but now is the second lowest seed remaining in the Big Dance. SU plays 11-seed Gonzaga in Chicago on Friday after the conclusion of Virginia-Iowa State. SU has had to fight through the tough ACC conference this year, and 6 of the 10 teams in the Sweet 16 are from the ACC, including Syracuse. Here's what Coach Jim Boeheim and the SU players had to say.
We were in it all year, and when we played outside the conference in the tournament, we had some success. And we struggled in the conference for the most part because we were playing good teams.
Playing the ACC, you're either gonna, I don't know, it's tough. You got a lot of great teams, and the teams that didn't make the tournament are still good teams, and you definitely get tested, and you have to learn.
I think it's the best conference in the country. There's obviously a lot of great conferences out there too, but I think the teams that we play in the ACC are just get you ready for this Sweet 16 and moving forward in the tournament and everything. But obviously there's a lot of good teams in it, and they're able to get you ready, and it's just good.
Staying on the hill, the SU women's basketball team is also still dancing. The Orange defeated 13-seed Army on Friday and 12-seed Albany on Sunday. SU now heads to Sioux Falls to play number 1 seed South Carolina. The Orange played the Gamecocks twice last year, but was defeated both times. This will mark the first Sweet 16 appearance for the women's basketball team. And here's what Coach Quentin Hillsman had to say after the game.
I paced myself after every win past 9. My first year, we won 9 games. So I would pick myself 10, 11, 12. Let me tell you, the first year was rough. But we had some really resilient and strong physical players. I remember we would be playing those games, and they couldn't score on us, but we couldn't score either. So, we were just a really tough basketball team, and I understand, and trust me, it's about our players. I tease them all the time. I say, my job is to get you to the games and let you do what you do.
Well, moving to lacrosse, the Syracuse men's lacrosse team suffered its first setback on Saturday. The Orange lost a heartbreaking game to Johns Hopkins 11-10 in overtime. With the loss, SU dropped to the 5 spot across all polls. SU plays its second game in the ACC on Saturday as it travels to Duke. The Orange won its first ACC game 2 weeks ago as Cuse defeated Virginia in Charlottesville 14-13. And moving to the Diamond, the Syracuse softball team gets ready for its first home games of the season tomorrow. The Orange hosts a doubleheader against Niagara tomorrow at the Skytop Softball Stadium. The Orange have not exactly gotten off to a great start to the season, as SU brings a 12-14 record back to Central New York. In its most recent series, Cuse was swept in a 3-game weekend series at Florida State. The doubleheader tomorrow gets started at 3 p.m. And finally, moving overseas, the continuing diplomatic trip between the U.S. and Cuba tied in sports today. The Tampa Bay Rays traveled to the island to play the Cuban national team in an exhibition game. Many notable MLB officials and politicians were in attendance, including former Yankee shortstop Derek Jeter, MLB Commissioner Robert Manfred, and President Barack Obama. The exhibition game ended in a 4-1 win for the Rays. When we come back, I'll be joined by Matthew Weasel there and Emily Wood to break down a crazy weekend for college basketball. We'll be right back.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Oh, hello there. Oh,
where's that bear?
language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Sports on the Quarter. Before we get to the March Madness talk, here's how you can watch both Syracuse basketball teams in the Sweet 16. The men will play Gonzaga after the conclusion of the Virginia-Iowa State game on Friday, and Cuse would tip off around 9:40 on CBS. But before the men play in Chicago, the ladies face off against 1-seed South Carolina on Friday, and that game will start at 7 on ESPN. Check your local listings for channels in your area. I'm joined here on Sports on the Quarter by Emily Wood and Matthew Wieselter. Guys, thank you for joining me. Syracuse is in a position that many people thought they wouldn't be in at this point in the season, in the Sweet 16. Give you guys' initial reaction to that.
Yeah, I know. I'm still in shock from it. You know, obviously they got some luck, but you know they've taken advantage of their luck. They've gotten past these teams that teams like Michigan State haven't.
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned Michigan State, obviously Middle Tennessee. Not a bad team. They have one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. Kenny Potts, very dangerous Middle Tennessee, who shoots over 50% from three. Luckily, Syracuse able to stop him a little bit, and obviously just very good luck playing two not-so-great teams with Dayton losing their star player right before the tournament related to the injury, and then, of course, Middle Tennessee, obviously not Michigan State, but still not an easy task.
So Syracuse plays Gonzaga on Friday. How far can this team exactly go? Can they even get past Gonzaga?
I think this is as far as they're going to get. I don't think they're going to get past Gonzaga. They have the experience. They have a few players that have been here before when they made the Elite Eight last year. I just don't think Syracuse has the ability to get past them.
Remember this name, Domantas Sabonis, the sophomore for Gonzaga. He's phenomenal, over 7 feet tall, possibly a top 10 pick in the NBA, has been absolutely phenomenal all season long. Also, Kyle Wiltshire, who came over from Kentucky, one of the top recruits in the nation, that whole Nerlens Noel, Willie Cauley-Stein whole recruiting situation in Kentucky. He came over to Gonzaga, huge zone buster. I don't think Syracuse can beat them. I'm looking for Kyle Wiltshire. Expect him to get 20 points, and same with Domantas Sabonis. Expect him to get 15 points, 15 rebounds, and just complete destroying Syracuse on the boards as they win this game.
Well, moving past Syracuse, this was an insane weekend for the NCAA tournament. You had upsets left and right, buzzer beaters here and there, non-buzzer beaters in St. Joe's and Cincinnati. Was this probably the best weekend ever for the NCAA?
In my opinion, it was. Every time I turned on the TV, there was an exciting game, whether it was a low seed playing a high seed or whether it was, a game that was supposed to be close. They all were close. There was buzzer beaters. It was really exciting.
It was, but it was missing just one thing. Holy Cross had to win. Holy Cross, 15-19, playing against Oregon. I mean, listen, we haven't had a 16 seed beat a 1. Could have been them, wasn't them, but it really was, in my opinion, the best weekend we've had so far. From excitement level, there's been better weekends where we've seen more talented teams, but definitely from an excitement level, it was the first time that a 13, 14, and 15 seed all won on the same day, so definitely a lot of fun there.
All right, to wrap it all up, the Final Four obviously is going to be in Houston this year. Which 4 teams do you guys have going to Houston to play in that Final Four?
I'm going to have Oklahoma, Gonzaga, North Carolina, and Maryland. I think that those 4, like I talked about before, Gonzaga's got the experience, Oklahoma's got Buddy Hield. I think that says enough for them. And, Maryland, Kansas isn't as strong as they have been in the past few years, so I think Maryland will be able to upset them this year.
Yeah, and I mean, I also have Kansas, instead of Maryland. I do believe Kansas overall is the most complete team. They've shown it all year, and I really just want to see, I also have Oklahoma in the Final Four. I want to see another matchup between Oklahoma and Kansas because the first 2 were phenomenal. And, of course, Oklahoma, Buddy Hield, Player of the Year. If anyone says he's not, they are not seeing the same person. And for me, North Carolina and Virginia, I believe that it's going to be another ACC championship matchup between the 2. And I don't see really how the 2 1 seeds don't make it out of their regions.
All right, now we go up to one of my favorite parts of Sports on the Quarter, the videos of the week. Emily, what do you have for us?
All right, this week we got one of the games from this first round. We got Texas and Northern Iowa playing. Isaiah Taylor of Texas ties it up 72-72 with only 2.7 seconds, but Northern Iowa's not done. Paul Jefferson hit the half-court shot, and they win. They move on with the big upset, the 11 seed, obviously taking down the 7 seed. You know, as a Texas fan, that one was hard to watch, but you got to give it to them. That was a great shot.
And they did a phenomenal job on their next one. For me, though, we got to look. Grayson Allen, he's showing Duke players how you should dunk. In the college game, dunking right there. Let's go back to a former Duke player, Austin Rivers. He has a little more issues with this. Off the front of the rim. That's a lot of issues, not very easy. And listen, I'm not saying I can dunk, but you're in the NBA game. You got to be able to dunk. It's got to be better than that.
All right, quickly before we leave here today, who's winning the whole thing in Houston?
Now, I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I just think Buddy Hield is too much. You know, I think North Carolina is going to put up a strong fight, but I think Oklahoma will come out in the end.
Give me Kansas. They've been the best team all year. Usually, you know, the #1 overall seed isn't that good. Usually doesn't really win the whole tournament, but you're looking at a lot of experience with Perry Ellis and Wayne Selden Jr. Expect them to win it all.
All right, well, that's it for Sports on the Quarter here. For Matthew Weigels there and Emily Wood, I'm Christian Guzman. Thank you for tuning in today. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in at 2 o'clock on Friday night for Orange Press Pass after that Gonzaga game. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.